This is your host, Kerri Kannan. If you enjoy this call and would like to either receive private consciousness alignments or would like to participate in weekly group consciousness alignments, please visit healingcenter.com. And thank you for sharing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Kerri Kannan, and I want to thank you and welcome you for participating in this group consciousness alignment call. And I know there are a lot of you that will be listening on the replay, so I thank you as well. And just keep in mind that when you listen to these calls, this call will be as effective in the replay as it is live. So you don't have to worry about, whether you're listening to it live or not, because it's the energy and actually the sound of my voice that is speaking directly to your consciousness. And just to give you a little bit about background about what we're doing today. Today we are going to be doing these consciousness alignments are really it's the culmination of 22 years of my personal development process. And what I realized along the way is that my consciousness is the consciousness of everything. And to just kind of give you a little bit of background on that, what happened with me about 10 years ago is I wanted to take some classes at Unity Village and they're called SEE classes. And SEE stands for Spiritual Enrichment and Education classes. And what I wanted to do with that was I wanted to give myself an opportunity to sort of grow in my awareness. And while I was there, it was 2 hours per class, 4 classes a day, 5 days out of the week. And when we were there was a woman who was teaching some of these classes, and it's all Christian-based, but that really does not have any effect on this work, because from my perspective, it's all one consciousness, and it's all the same thing. So it doesn't matter by what name you call that, it's all the same thing. So anyway, I'm at these classes, and the instructor had a splint on her hand on Tuesday and Wednesday. She did not have it on her hand on Monday. And on Wednesday, we were going through these miracles that Jesus, had performed. And before each miracle, there was a sort of a method to his madness kind of thing. And what he would do is he would go into meditation. And my interpretation of that is he would get himself into alignment. Then he would come out of the meditation. And when he did that, he would, know that whatever it was that was presented to him, that he had this knowing that it was his to, take care of or command that there be some sort of shift. And again and again and again and again and again, he kept telling people, well, you can do these things as much as I can. And I was recently reading, and I'm not a big Bible person, so please forgive me if you are and you know the people's names. I just kind of gather the essence of what's going on in these readings. But when he was, the miracle that was performed when he walked on water, what happened was he took a boat and he went, sort of across this bay or whatever to a place of solitude so that he could meditate. And then during the night there was a storm, and the boat, it was washed away. And so then he was walking back, and one of his disciples sort of saw him walking, and he took another boat, and he took the boat out into the sea, the body of water. And he saw that Jesus was walking on the water, and Jesus said to the disciple that was in the boat, come, I don't know who it was, call it John, I don't know who it was, and join me, come out here with me. And that disciple went out, and for a few brief moments, he was actually on the water, and then his disbelief overcame him, and he sunk. He was no longer able to remain on top of the water. So with that, what happened was, Jesus had this sort of unyielding belief and faith in his connection, in that anything that he knew or believed that could happen, and it did. And then, this disciple who was one of his students didn't have that unyielding faith. So going back to this class that I took, over and over and over again, we learned that he went into meditation and he came out with this knowing. And then he was kind of theatrical. He was, charismatic. And he would then, poke his fingers in ears, rub mud in people's eyes, spit on their tongue, whatever it was, that theatrical thing. And people thought that it was in the theatrics that the miracles were performed, but that wasn't it. It wasn't in the theatrics. It was actually in the knowing. So at break, I went and, because it was 2-hour classes, so after the first hour, I went and I just asked if there was anything I could do to help the teacher heal her hand. And I got a yes. And I was like, okay, what can I do? And I got just no. And I was like, really? Just no? And I got, again, just no. So I was like, okay. So I came out. I went into I went back into the room and I held her hand and I looked her in the eye and I said, I don't know how, I just know that your hand is already healed. And then 2 seconds later, somebody else walked in and said, oh, your hand is healed already. And then the next day she did not wear her splint, and neither did she on Friday. And somebody asked her, what happened? And she said, this is on Thursday. She said, I woke up this morning, and my hand it felt better than it had since before the accident. And, it's perfectly fine. And so that told me that whatever I did worked. And then the next later on that year, she was sending out little jokes, Jesus jokes back and forth. And I asked her at some point, I said, do you remember when we had this experience where I said that your hand was healed and the next day you experienced that? And she said, yes. And I said, how is your hand now? And she said, it's fine. It's totally fine. I had totally forgotten that I even had an injury. So that told me that whatever I did was, I had the right formula. So then I spent the next 10 years trying to figure out, okay, how do I get back to that place? How do I get back to doing that formula? How do I get back to being able to command consciousness to do what I ask? And it took me until a little bit over a year ago to kind of figure that out. And I was doing different processes. I was, all along the way, I was kind of learning different processes and things like that, like the EFT. And I did my 5 Keys to Conscious Creation, which allowed me to bring somebody into my life, which happened over and over and over again. But that still was not enough. It was not what I was looking for. I wanted something instant, like what happened that day when I was taking those classes. So from all of that, I was then introduced to some work of somebody else who does similar work to what I do, but she kept telling people that she was the only one with the gift and nobody else could do it. And from listening to her, I felt I was going through financial struggles and things with my ex-husband, but I was also noticing this pattern in my life of different men who were sort of financially controlling men in my life. And I saw this pattern in so many different people, and I was like, okay, that's it. I don't want any more of this. And I put in a prayer request, to be released of this. And then I came across this woman's work, and she did this thing that I'm very similar to what I'm doing, only mine's different. And she directed consciousness and to remove financial barriers and to replace that with something different. And for about 2 or 3 weeks, first of all, immediately, everything went away. All of the financial controlling elements went away, including the income that I was receiving from those financial elements. And oddly enough, though, I was in a place of total peace and tranquility during that time. I was not stressed out about it. I just kept tuning into myself and asking, what was going on? Was there anything that I could do? And I just kept getting, just wait. And then I came across somebody who I worked with for a while, and I was earning probably 2 to 3 times as much as I was from all of those different controlling elements combined. And then that showed me that, not only was I at total peace, even when money was not coming in at all, or, tiny bit, but it could be replaced as quickly as it could be taken away. And that allowed me to sense or know or believe that whatever it is that was going on there, I could do that too. So I wanted to find more of this woman. I wanted more of her work, what she was doing, because I knew that I could, if she could do that for me, over a recording, then, what else could happen in my life? What other things, amazing things could happen? And she was inaccessible. I didn't care how much it would cost. I just wanted to spend an hour with her, and she was inaccessible. And also, I was listening to other recordings of hers, and she kept saying over and over again that she was the only one with the gift. Nobody else could do it. She was the only one with the gift, and, she was blessed. And I thought, well, that's BS. There's one consciousness, and if you can do it, anybody who wants it and claims it for their own can do it. It may require that someone has to, hone their consciousness and expand themselves. But if anybody has the desire and the willingness to go through and claim it as their own, they can. So that's what I did. I asked a bunch of people if they would be willing to be my guinea pigs and allow me to give them a blessing. I think that's what I was calling it at the time. And what it really is, what we're going to do here today is really a consciousness alignment. And the reason I like to use that terminology is because this type of work is known, throughout religions and things like that. But each religion sort of stakes their claim on it. And I feel like in many ways organized religions really do, they control people rather than liberating people. And I would prefer for my work to be seen as something that is that liberates people to claim their own power rather than confining people to feel like they need to rely on some perceived external source. Because really, the source is you. You are the source of your everything. You are the source of your abundance. You are the source of your health and wellness. You are the source of everything in your life. And you just need to be in tune with who you are and trust who you are. And from that trust is where all good things come. So today, I got a few emails, and if I'm not able to cover what it is that you asked me, please let me know. And also, I need to let you know I'm having a bit of a computer freeze at the moment. I did get some requests in from people, and I put them on a document, and when I went to go print it out, it wouldn't print, and now it's frozen in a document on my computer. So I think that's the universe just telling me that I just need to trust and do what needs doing to help the people that are on this call today. So I want to thank everybody who's joining me here. I have quite a few people that are on the line right now, but I decided to put it on lecture mode so that there's no background noise. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to align everybody to be open and receptive, because oftentimes we feel or we find that there might be somebody that's knocking on our door, and I have personal experience with this, knocking on our door to give us something, and then all of my stuff comes up, like, oh, what strings will be attached to that, or what will I have to do, or what will that take me away from that I really want to do? And all of that is just my own BS getting in the way and not allowing me to receive the gifts that I've already called to myself. Everything that you want, everything that you desire, everything that you have a conceived possibility of something that you would like to experience in your life and me is already yours. And you just need to be open and expansive enough to claim it. And so what I'm going to do here is first I'm going to work on that. And then there are a couple people that wrote in about different financial issues and health issues and things like that. So instead of focusing directly on each one and kind of naming names, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do as comprehensive a job as I can in allowing for that to come through. And then I'm going to open up the lines for some feedback, or maybe there might be something else that's sort of in there, like there might be, I'm going to touch on control issues too, because a lot of people have control issues, are dealing with control issues and things like that. But a lot of people will be like, okay, well, that's gone, but I'm still feeling this. So during the last portion of the call, we'll be dealing with those things as well. So if you're not familiar with what a consciousness alignment is, again, All you have to do is relax and receive. You don't have to do anything. You need to listen to my voice. Don't be doing dishes or writing a letter, and don't take notes while we're doing this call. Just listen to what I am saying. Just listen to the words. And from that, things will start shifting and happening within your experience. You may feel it in your body. You may feel it in your head. You may feel different vibrations, hot, cold, whatever. All of those things, you may feel tired. All of those things are indications that it's working. So don't worry about it. And we will begin. So it'll take me just a second here to get centered. Thank you, divine consciousness that lives in, through, and as me, and as everyone on this call who can sense me, whose awareness is aware of me. That is their consciousness and my consciousness. It is one consciousness. Thank you, divine consciousness that is all awareness in the universe. Thank you for hearing my words and operating according to the commands and the demands of my voice. So thank you for already cooperating with me within the consciousness of the people who are hearing my voice now. Thank you for releasing all limiting thoughts, all barriers that the person who is listening to me now may feel as it relates to an inability to receive the messages that are coming to them. And also, if this person feels that at any time that they are uncomfortable and no longer wish to receive, all they need to do is say to themselves, no. However, if this person wishes to receive everything that is coming in through me, all they need to do is say to themselves, yes. There is always a choice. There is always a choice. Thank you. There is always a choice. Now we begin. So thank you, divine consciousness that lives in, through, and as me and the person who is hearing my voice now. Thank you for removing all obstacles to their financial well-being, whether it's genetic or whether it's self-imposed, whether it's through previous experience or whether they've been told this lie that they cannot have infinite abundance in their life, whatever the number is that they decide. And thank you for giving this person clarity through every fiber of their being, through every strand of DNA, every vibrating molecule, and every spinning atom within their body. Thank you for replacing any fear or any lack of financial affluence that they may carry within their body. Thank you for removing that now and replacing that with something even better. Going back 12 generations down the mother's side of the family and the father's side of the family, going back 12 generations, so that there is no longer a genetic inheritance of these limiting thoughts and limiting behaviors and fears as they relate to financial resources. And thank you for removing that now. Thank you for removing that now. And thank you for replacing that consciousness with a new consciousness, a new awareness that allows this person to realize that their finances are directly related to how expansive they are. Their wallets expand, their bank accounts expand as they expand and as they allow, as this person allows. So thank you for creating this awareness and this allowing within this person now, And any bills that are coming up, any hospital bills or any rent or any mortgage or any fears that this person may have that they may not be able to afford upcoming bills or that they have a huge debt behind them. Thank you for erasing that now. Thank you for erasing that now. And thank you for taking a moment in time and erasing all debts that this person feels as it relates to finances and as it relates to personal debts, because debts can also be felt through our relationships with other people. If we feel that somebody owes us something, we will experience that debt. So thank you for now removing from this person's consciousness down their mother's side of the family and their father's side of the family in every single strand of DNA, in every vibrating molecule, in every spinning atom across all time, space, dimension, and reality, and in their conscious mind and their subconscious mind, in every level of consciousness. Thank you for removing any debts that this person feels is owed to them now. Thank you for removing those debts now. Thank you for releasing them, easily releasing those debts now. And thank you for replacing that consciousness with something even better that this person has been desiring all along, but they have had a hard time letting it in because of the debts that they feel are owed to them now. So thank you for releasing that from this person's experience now. And thank you for making it clear and making it known to this person that is directly related to this thing that we're doing right now, this commanding consciousness, so that they can see today or tomorrow, depending upon their time zone, how they feel it within their body, that they have let go of all these things that they feel are owed to them. Thank you for releasing that now. Thank you for releasing that now. And thank you for welcoming in, opening up all the windows and doors of this person's experience so that they can now experience abundance beyond anything they ever imagined, that this person now is experiencing now, already. It is already coming, already now. It is coming into this person's experiential awareness that they now have affluence and abundance beyond what they imagine. Thank you for making today the best day of this person's life, and every day thereafter making this day look as if it's just mundane and nothing compared to every single day in the future to come, now and through the rest of this person's life, here, now and forevermore, through the rest of this person's life, making each day better and better and better and more expanded and more affluent and more joyful and more brilliant and more happy and more fulfilling. So thank you now for creating this new expansive awareness within this person's mind, body, and spirit now. And thank you for any health problems or health concerns that this person may have. Thank you for removing those now. If there are dental concerns, if they're bodily concerns, if they're mental health concerns, thank you for removing that and creating a sense of peace within this person's energy body. Now, across all time, space, dimension, and reality, down the mother's side of the family and their father's side of the family, thank you for erasing all sense of disease within this family lineage that this person is experiencing now, especially as it relates to any particular health issues that this person is experiencing. Thank you for erasing the genetic imprint that this person has that tells them that they must grow old and get sick and that their body starts falling apart. So thank you for reviving this person, for regenerating this person in a way where they feel happy and healthy and vibrant now until they are done, now until they've decided that they no longer want to be on this planet. So thank you for removing that genetic imprint and those thoughts of mortality, and where they feel that they are not in charge and that they feel helpless and powerless over themselves and over their lives, and especially as it relates to their health. So if they are holding any resentments or any judgments within their physical body or their etheric body, thank you for removing those judgments and those resentments now, for we know that they create dis-ease within the body. So thank you for removing all of the dis-ease within this person's body and replacing it with something better now. Something better now. Thank you for already replacing that with something better now. And thank you for also creating within this person's life a new awareness of the possibilities that are theirs now, opening the doors and windows within this person's consciousness now to open those doors and windows of possibilities of anything that is possible. Anything that they can think of is possible. Walking on water is possible if you believe that it is possible and you believe that it is true. Thank you for removing all of the limitations that this person has in believing that they are separate from all that is, because this person is all that is. The consciousness that moves in, through, and as this person who has the awareness and is listening to my voice now is the consciousness that creates galaxies, that creates worlds, that creates everything in the galaxy, everything and everyone in the universe lives in, through, and as this person listening to this call right now, this person listening to this recording right now. That consciousness that is all that is lives in, through, and as this person hearing my voice right now. And thank you for creating that awareness within this person, that as long as they know who they are and they stand firmly in who they are, and they know without a doubt that what they command to be true is true, it is so. So thank you for already creating this consciousness within this person now. Thank you for already creating this consciousness within this person now. It is already done. It is already done. It is already done. Okay, take a deep breath. And push it all out. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually unmute you. So if anybody has any questions or anything, we can go right ahead. So does anybody have any questions or any comments or something that they would like to be addressed further, like moving further along in the call, expanding what we've already kind of gone over? Don't everybody speak at once. Hello? Okay. I don't hear everybody's a little bit too shy, I guess, unless I didn't take it off of mute. No, it looks like I didn't mute. Oh, you know what? I think I need to take everybody off individually.
Hi, Kerri. Can you hear me?
Oh, yay! I can hear somebody.
Oh, hi. I was that whole time I was going, Kerri, can you hear me? And there was nothing. I guess I was muted. Sorry. It's Wilma. The financial clearing that you did was absolutely. I could actually feel at one point almost like, you know, when you have a body treatment and the person rubs their hands energetically down your back so that it releases. I actually felt that at one point during the clearing that you were doing. So the financial side, I think you've opened something for me that I'm intending, and let's get that out of the way. I'm going to consciously command that it's clearing to completion so that it's gone from me completely. My issue is with which is intertwined with that, seems to be my diminished eyesight. And while you were doing the body portion of it, and you mentioned, I guess, dental and something else, I didn't feel like connection. So I'm wondering if at some point during the call,
on eyesight?
Yeah, if that would, because my issue is my eyesight and my finances seems to be intertwined. It's like once one goes, the other is going to go, but I don't know which one has to go first. But okay. I felt it while you were doing financial, so I was just hoping you could do something with the eyes.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. All right, I'm going to mute everybody. I guess I can't do the whole thing at once. Well, I'm going to try to do the whole thing at once, and we'll see what happens. Yay, looks like that worked. Okay. Thank you, Divine Consciousness that lives in, through, and as Wilma, and anyone else who may have eye issues on this call that this relates to in any way. So thank you, Divine Consciousness that lives in, through, and as the person hearing my voice now. For wherever you cannot see, wherever something is unseen, thank you for removing that now. Thank you for removing that consciousness now, especially as it relates to finances. Thank you for now, immediately, and now and forevermore through the rest of this person's life, removing the obstructions to being able to see clearly. And thank you for replacing that consciousness with a new consciousness of clarity and being able to see clearly in this person's life the things that they need to see. And thank you for removing any bodily dis-ease that this person has where they cannot see. So thank you for removing that from this person's consciousness and their awareness now. Thank you for already removing that from this person's awareness now and forevermore, through their entire genetic lineage, going back their mother's side of the family and their father's side of the family, going back 12 generations, so this person no longer has the thoughts and feelings that have contributed to this inability to see. And thank you for replacing that with a new vision, a new clarity where this person perfectly sees clearly everything in their lives. What is it that they're not wanting to see? Thank you for removing that fear of not wanting to see or not being able to see the thing that is in front of them. So thank you for removing that from their consciousness now, and for replacing that with a peaceful awareness, a knowledge and awareness where it's not a fearful thing, if that is what's in the way. Thank you for removing that fear of being able to see what is there and replacing that with something new, something better that allows this person to see with clarity and ease and at peace the things that are obstructing their vision. So thank you for removing that and replacing that with something better now in the physical body and the etheric body, across all time, space, dimension, and reality, in every level of consciousness, in every single strand of DNA, every vibrating molecule, and every spinning atom within this person's body. Thank you for creating a new clarity now in this person's body, a new clarity and a new vision now in this person's body now. Thank you. It is already done. It is already done. It is already done now. It is already done now. Thank you. It is already done. Okay, take a deep breath and let it all out. Okay, Wilma, I can probably, I don't know if I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay.
Oh, hi. There's no difference in my eyesight.
Okay.
But I felt at one point as if there was it's hard to explain. There was like some sort of an explosion in my chest area, and I actually felt my body almost as if someone had taken me and shaken me. It was really, I'm not even sure how to explain it. It's just, I know something, it churned something up. Something just got really shaken inside me.
I'm going to tell you a little story. I heard somebody experience something like what I'm doing. Because, I mean, we all have our own way of doing the things that we do. And I heard that somebody worked on, I don't even know what it was. I think it might have been a brain tumor. I don't know what it was. And the person who the work was done for, it took 3 days for that person to experience anything. Like, immediately they felt a little something. And then that night, it was like the night before they had the actual healing, they heard like pop, pop, pop in their neck or something like that. I don't know if it was a back problem or what it was. And then the next day, everything was, fine. So I don't know. All I know is that I can align myself and, command that something is done. And then it's really up to the universe to do it. I'm doing is I'm making the command, or I'm doing the command, and from that space, consciousness then takes over and makes the things happen. So I don't know, when I say now, that's like mobilizing the universe to go to work on your behalf. And I just don't know how that will come about. But if you felt something, I would be very curious to know kind of over the next couple weeks what, if anything, unfolds in that experience.
Oh, I definitely will give you feedback. And I'm holding the intention that whatever is in me is gone, and that whatever it is in me that was blocking my vision and my finances is gone. And I'm not letting that part of me that's going, but hey, you just did the healing and you're not seeing right now. I'm not even listening to that part. I'm staying consciously commanding this through to completion, so that this is interesting. I almost feel like when I get up tomorrow morning, I'm not going to need to put the glasses on ever again.
Well, good. Hold that. And you know what? I'm going to do an alignment for you that where you don't have to where you don't have to at all even worry about any of that, because if you're focusing on it and you're looking at it and like, oh, it's not done yet, then that actually you're standing in your own way.
Okay.
So the more that you can let go. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do one for, allowing you to get out of your own way. Okay?
Wonderful.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Divine Consciousness that lives in, through, and as me, and everyone who hears me. Thank you for releasing any anxiety that this person may have, that the work that I'm doing here may not work. So thank you for removing that from this person's conscious awareness now. Thank you for removing any doubt, any fears, any conditioned responses that this person may have through their mother's side of the family and their father's side of the family, going back 100 generations, where they have wanted or intended something and it hasn't happened. So thank you for removing that fear and that doubt that may be blocking this person's ability to move through this desired healing or this desired wellness. So thank you for removing that from this person's every single generation, going back 100 generations, on their mother's side of the family and their father's side of the family, across all time, space, dimension, and reality, in their physical body and their etheric body, in every single strand of DNA, going back 100 generations. and every single vibrating molecule and spinning atom. So thank you for removing that fear and that doubt and that anxiety that something may not happen. And thank you for replacing that consciousness with a new awareness that they are one with all that is, that whatever they decree and declare and decide is already theirs. So thank you for creating this new peace and this new relaxed feeling within this person's body, that they know that they're at peace and they are calm now and forevermore, that this person is at peace and they are calm within themselves, and they trust and they relax, and they relax in that trust and that knowing that the universe is conspiring on their behalf to remedy and to rectify everything that they perceive as wrong in their lives. So thank you for the ability to completely let it go now. Thank you for the ability to completely let it go now. Even if she forgets that we've had this call, even if it gets to the point where there's so much peace that she completely forgets. Thank you it's already done. Thank you, it is already done. Thank you for already releasing the stress and anxiety and the fear and the panic and whatever it is that this person may be experiencing in their physical body, in their etheric body, that may tell them that it might not happen. So thank you for erasing that now, completely removing that thought now and replacing that with a new consciousness and a new thought that allows them to relax and trust, knowing that they are one with all. They are one with all. This person is one with all. The person hearing my voice is the consciousness that is shifting within that body now. The person hearing my voice, that is the consciousness. It is not some outside thing that they cannot touch or feel or experience. That consciousness that is shifting this person's experiential awareness lives in, through, and as them now. So thank you for creating that trust within this person, in their life and in themselves, that all is well. All is well. All has always been well. And thank you for creating that. Thank you for erasing the lines of separation between the mind of the listener and the mind of consciousness itself, so that there is no longer perceived difference from the person's mind who is experiencing it and all that is. So thank you. That is already done. It is already done. It is already done. Thank you for blanketing this person with a peacefulness of knowing that her desires are the desires of consciousness for her, because she is consciousness. She is consciousness. So thank you for creating that relaxed peace and a complete ability to let it go. Let it go now. Let it go now. Let it go now. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can... No, that didn't work. Okay. Wilma, are you there?
I am. That was really interesting. I got a real energetic hit when the first time you said 100, and okay. It made me think when you said 12 for the financial one. There was almost like there was not an energy hit there, but almost a question of, is that far enough back? And okay. But when you were doing this one and you did 100, I actually felt like almost like a light, like, you know what I mean, like an energy. So I guess my physical thing goes back further than the financial.
Okay. Okay. Well, it could be all linked, like you said. I just chose 12 because it's an arbitrary number. Like they say like 7 generations and something, whatever. But I can go 100. Doesn't matter to me.
That would be awesome if you go back 100 for the finances. That would be awesome. But I have to say, when you did that last one about removing the barrier between the mind and I actually put my arm up in the air and went yes, because for some reason I needed that. There was something in me that wasn't quite connected. So I'm so very grateful that you threw that in there.
Good, thanks. I just kind of, awesome. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl, so.
You're picking up what's needed. There you go. That's awesome. Oh.
Is that Linda that I hear?
Yes.
Hi, Linda.
How are you, Kerri?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Are you enjoying?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. And are you picking up from these? Like, are these helping you too?
Yes, I was actually going to add onto Wilma's that for me, and perhaps Wilma, because I have a little bit of eyesight too.
Okay.
But also it's the actual being seen, like allowing to be seen.
Oh, so like the eyesight thing is a projection of like what you perceive is happening in your life, like you're not being seen, so therefore you're not seeing. Is that?
Yeah, and allowing yourself to be seen.
Okay. All right, I could do that too. And I'll do the financial. I'll continue on the eyes, and then if I forget and I have a blonde moment, please remind me, Wilma, that I'm going to go back 100 generations for the financial thing, and with the resentments and all of that, because I really feel like, especially with indebtedness, we carry that. You know, like you hear about the Hatfields and the McCoys or whatever. You know, we carry those things through generations. So, Linda, I'm going to also work on the being seen, and I'll do that right now, and then I'll work some more on the finances.
Kerri, you know what just popped when you said resentment? It's almost like another duality thing. Rejection is the word that jumped into. And I agree with what she's saying about the not being seen, because what popped for me then was power, not being seen.
Okay.
Wow. This is opening up so much.
Isn't it awesome?
It's like we're feeding off of each other.
It's awesome. I love it. You know, just to let you know, and anybody who decides to listen to the call later, I want to do this on like a global scale, because I can do this for an entire room at once. And just, can you imagine the power coming out of a day, long thing? So that's my intention, and that's my vision for myself. So anyway, all right. So I'm going to mute you guys, and then we're going to go on to not being seen. Okay. Thank you, divine consciousness that lives in, through, and as the person that hears my voice now. Thank you for removing any obstacle in their way where they feel that they don't want to be seen. So thank you for removing that from their consciousness, and thank you for allowing them to experience their own brilliance, this person's own brilliance, and this person to be able to see themselves with clarity at the brilliant perfection that they are, They are manifestations of consciousness itself. They are manifestations of the divine. The person, the awareness listening to me now is a physical manifestation of the divine, and the divine lives in, through, and as this person, the same divinity that created worlds and universes, and every single person who has ever walked this planet or any other planet. And every single person who has ever done anything in their lives, that same consciousness that lived in that person also lives in this person now. So thank you for removing the barriers, removing the obstacles where this person does not feel that they're seen or does not want to be seen. And thank you for removing that from this person's consciousness now. Thank you for removing it from their mind now. Thank you for removing it completely, going down 100 generations, any sense that this person does not want to be seen. And thank you for replacing that consciousness with a new consciousness where they honor and embrace their brilliance and vibrance and allow it to show, standing from the tallest tower, allowing themselves to show in their full glory and their full brilliance. So thank you for removing any doubt that this person has as to their importance or their brilliance, and thank you for any sense of rejection, for removing that from this person's consciousness now, removing it going down 100 generations from this consciousness that this person is experiencing now. Thank you for removing it completely, going back 100 generations down the mother's side of the family and the father's side of the family, and thank you for replacing that consciousness with a brand new consciousness that you have chosen, that you wish to create and you wish to experience within your life, that honors you and just elevates you and allows you to brilliantly shine as you have never shone before. So thank you for removing anything that's in the way. Thank you for removing that bushel barrel or whatever it is, that bushel from over the light, and thank you for completely releasing that and allowing this person to experience their full vibrance in a peaceful and gentle way, so that they grow into it and that it's not too much all at once. So thank you for gently removing any obstacles, any veils, anything that's in the way of this person feeling that they should not be seen or that they haven't been seen. And thank you for gently removing that, and so that they can expand and grow as if it's waves of consciousness, just gentle waves of consciousness, expanding and growing so that they can see their full brilliance, so that others can see their full brilliance now and forevermore, going back 100 generations in every single strand of DNA, going back 100 generations in every single person's body that is related to this person, and anything that tells anyone within their lineage that they are not worthy or they're not good enough or they should hide themselves or they're not worthy of being seen. Thank you for removing that from this person's consciousness now and forevermore, going forward in infinite generations, and so that this person and their entire lineage can feel the brilliance and vibrance and magnificence of who they are now. Thank you, it is already done. Thank you, it is already done. It is already done. It is already done. It is already done. Okay, take a deep breath. And push it all out. Okay, I'm going to unmute you. Okay.
It's really interesting. I felt a lot of clearing in my head, and in my forehead and going backwards.
Mm-hmm. Cool stuff, isn't it? Are you feeling energetically within your I get, because your eyes are in your head.
Mhm.
I'm not going to ask you.
It's weird. It's like a band around. It's like a band on my forehead that goes all the way back around my head. That feels very. The word clarity wants to come, but there's also a sensation of peacefulness, which is really, maybe strange is not the right word to use, but it's just the way the energy is presenting right now, that kind of like is settling down. I don't know if that makes any sense.
When I did that one, I didn't want for everything to be like, like just this explosion of, now here's something new. I wanted it to be more gentle, kind of like Oh,
that's it, gentle. Okay.
Okay. Oh, so that's what you're feeling is like a gentle.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Remember, I was saying that the gentle, peaceful, I think is I was using the word clarity, but gentle is a better word to use because it's just there.
Okay. Yeah, because you don't want everything to show up all at once,
Yeah.
Because then what do you do with it? But I would be very, very curious as to know, what sort of happens. Okay, so then we want to work on the financial piece going back 100 generations. I'm sure everybody's like, yeah, let's do that. So, all right, hold on just a second. I'm going to mute everybody. Okay. Thank you, divine consciousness that lives in, through, and as the awareness that hears my voice now. Thank you for already removing the financial obstacles and the barriers and the doubt and the feelings of unworthiness that have contributed to financial lack going back 100 generations. Thank you for already removing any fear and doubt and worry and insecurity and feelings of being unsafe as it relates to finances going back 100 generations. Thank you. It is already done. It is already done through every level of consciousness and every strand of DNA, every vibrating molecule and every spinning atom in the physical body and the etheric body, in every single level of consciousness. Thank you for removing any fear and doubt and worry and lack of worth and feelings that there's too much overwhelm as it relates to finances. And thank you for removing that now and replacing that with a new consciousness going back down the mother's side of the family and the father's side of the family, going back 100 generations of a peacefulness and a security and a knowing that everything is always fine. And thank you for creating a new consciousness that is magnetically attractive to affluence in this person's life, so that there's always a surplus within this person's life, always a financial surplus in this person's life. And there's that peacefulness and security and infinite patience in knowing now that they are financially taken care of, that they are always taken care of, they always happen. And thank you for removing all barriers and obstacles in the way of realizing the divine affluence that lives in, through, and as this person now, the person hearing my voice now. Thank you for already removing that and replacing that consciousness with your divine consciousness, the divine affluence, the perfect affluence that this person wishes to experience. So thank you for removing anything in the way of that and replacing that with this new consciousness now, that you have chosen, you, the person hearing me, have chosen for yourself this divine, the highest consciousness, the best thing that you can imagine for yourself. Thank you for already creating that within your own life now, through this divine consciousness that you are. It is already done. It is already happening in your life now. And thank you for releasing and erasing anything that's been in the way of that, and opening the doors and windows in your experience and in your consciousness and in your awareness to be open and receptive to divine affluence in your life now. Thank you for being open and receptive to the divine affluence in your life now. You are already divinely affluent. It is already done. Going down 100 generations on the mother side of the family and the father side of the family, and every single strand of DNA, going back 100 generations. And so that you no longer feel those feelings of whatever you were feeling before. And so that now you have this strength and this fortitude and this knowingness of who you really are, of who you truly are, now and forevermore through the rest of your life. It is already done now. Okay, take a deep breath. And let it all out. Okay, is everybody unmuted? I think so.
Wow, I don't know where to even begin. I'm still feeling the energy down the sides of my neck, where sometimes I used to, when I was receiving energy work, I would feel like a tightness or a band around my neck that was almost constricting. This was so interesting because I felt just warm energy flowing all up and down the sides of my neck, and then I can feel it. So I can feel it dissipating in my neck, but I can now feel it down at the bottom of almost at my ankles. So I feel that something has, in this particular round that you did, Kerri, that something is just whoosh, flowing right through me.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I hope everybody else is experiencing that as well.
You know, for here where I am, it's like the middle of the afternoon, and most people, at least in the United States, are at work. So, you know, we've only got a few people on the call. So, well, whatever. But it's going on in replay anyway. And this is, I decided to do it with my Embraced by the Divine people, because those who are joining, it's like it's their first call. But I also chose to send it out to my list. So I have a feeling that I'll get some feedback from it. But, you know, the people on the list this is it for them.
So as we listen to the replay, it will just go deeper and deeper until
I imagine,
complete?
I suspect it would. Going back that 100 generations, it probably won't. You know, the reason I wanted to do the group consciousness calls is because every call is going to be different. You know, every call is going to have, you know, some different element to it that will create more of an expansion, you know, with every call. So that excites me, because the more I'm allowed, I kind of had this, when I first started doing this stuff, I was a little bit perturbed with the universe because all these people were experiencing all this massive awesomeness. And I was like, hey, what about me? You know, where's mine? And so I kind of have a little agreement now that everything that happens with anyone anywhere, regardless of how they are introduced to my work, I also experience the benefit of that. So I want to do it more and more. I want to get it out as much as possible because, first of all, it's awesome. Secondly, you don't have to do anything. And, it's just a great little gift that I found here. So I would say yes. It should, as you're listening to the calls, it should go deeper and deeper. And anything else that's in the way, it should help. But I don't know, it's obviously not going to morph into more than what's on this call, if you understand what I'm saying with that. So, well, we have about 5 minutes left. And does anybody have anything else? We've got Linda and Wilma who have said something. Anybody else interested in saying anything?
Kerri, can I just add in a little bit?
Absolutely.
While you were doing that, interesting enough, the thought that kept coming into me was that, finances and being seen is actually a pain in the neck. And I myself have had several neck injuries, and it was working in my neck. It was this thing that kept coming up. But this is all just a pain in the neck.
So you and Wilma both had a pain in the neck?
Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. I'm going to work on that one last one before we go. Feelings. So you feel like finances are what is a pain in the neck?
It's almost like the whole effort of it is a pain in the neck.
Okay. All right. So effort is a pain in the neck, but effortlessness is not.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel the same way, Wilma?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. All right. So that might be... All right. I'm going to put you guys on mute.
It's the effortless, I think, is the awesome one.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Thank you, Divine Consciousness that lives within the awareness that is hearing my voice now. Thank you for removing any thought from this person's consciousness that having money and being affluent needs to be a pain in the neck. So thank you for creating a new awareness within this person that affluence can flow in, through, and as them without any particular effort on their part. So thank you for removing that consciousness from this person's mind in the etheric body and the physical body, and for rewiring their neural pathways and neuroreceptors so that they no longer have this feeling that they have to work so hard and that it's a pain in the neck. So thank you for removing that from their consciousness now and replacing that with something even better. Thank you for removing the thought that it's a pain in the neck, and for replacing that with something even better where they can simply relax and know that they are the affluence of the universe. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to be anything other than who they are. They can now allow affluence to flow in, through, and as them now. In, through, and as the person hearing my voice now. It no longer has to be a pain in the neck. So thank you for removing that consciousness from this person's awareness now so that it is no longer a pain in the neck to receive money. So thank you for removing that and replacing that with a new consciousness that allows money to flow in, through, and as their life and their experience and their being now. And thank you for allowing it to just flow in and allow them to do whatever it is that they feel like doing. So if somebody chooses to do something, thank you for removing any aspect that it's a pain in the neck and that it's separate from them in any way. And thank you for allowing this person to listen to their divine guidance and just do what they feel prompted to do when they do it, to do what they feel passionate about doing and not worry about the money. Not worry about the money. Allow it to all be effortless and allow it to flow in and through their lives effortlessly. Divine affluence. Divine affluence. Affluence is flow. Affluence is the flow of money or the flow of whatever it is. So thank you for allowing it to just flow in, through, and as this person's life now. In, through, and as this person's life now with no particular effort on their part now across all time, space, dimension, and reality, going down 100 generations, down the mother's side of the family and the father's side of the family, so that there is no more struggle and no longer a pain in the neck that surrounds having money and earning money. So thank you for allowing this to be a pleasure-filled, peaceful way of experiencing, a new way of experiencing affluence and money now. Thank you for replacing that consciousness with this new consciousness now and forevermore, through the rest of this person's life, now and forevermore, through the rest of this person's life. Thank you, it is already done. Thank you, it is already done. Thank you, it is already done. It is already done. Okay. Take a deep breath. I'm going to unmute everybody. Okay. Okay. I think I finally got the hang of it. Okay. How did that, are you feeling more at ease?
Yes.
Are you still feeling like it's a pain in the neck?
It's sort of like life is a pain in the neck.
Okay. I can continue with that. I can continue on that stream. Because Wilma's having a pain in the neck too.
Because it's just very mild now. But it was just like, oh, life's a pain in the neck in general.
Okay. So did it morph from finances to life, or was it life to begin with? Or were you unaware?
When you were talking about finances, yep, the charge was there. I thought about it as being seen as well, and then it's sort of reduced to, well, life's just a pain in the neck, that saying.
Okay. Are you feeling the same way, Wilma?
It's very interesting because I felt through this last one when you were doing the effortless and divine affluence, I felt like almost like a melting in my chest area. So I think something cleared for me. Isn't that interesting? My voice, I think, is changing while I'm talking to you. But no, so that was awesome. And I had all through the call, I had an urge to write down as you were saying things, and then I would stop myself because, oh no, she said not to. And during this last process, the awareness came that I don't have to write it down because I don't have to remember because it's all happening.
Yeah.
Isn't that phenomenal? Yes, isn't that phenomenal? Wow.
All right, so I'm going to work on life being a pain in the neck, and then we're going to end this call, or, we'll have a little chat before we end it, but I'm going to work on life as a pain in the neck, and then I'm going to wish everybody a great day. So, but don't go away, because I'm going to talk to you before we end.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you for divine consciousness that lives in, through, and as this person who hears my voice now. Thank you for removing any feelings, any thoughts, any beliefs, anything that is telling this person that life is a pain in the neck. Thank you for removing that belief that life is a pain in the neck from this person's conscious awareness. And thank you for replacing that with a new consciousness where they feel joyful and happy and vibrant and passionate about the life that they're living now. So thank you for removing any feelings that this life takes effort and it's a struggle and that it's a pain in the neck. And thank you for removing that, going down the mother's side of the family and the father's side of the family, going back 100 generations. And thank you for replacing that consciousness, going down the entire family lineage, going down 100 generations, every strand of DNA, every vibrating molecule, and every spinning atom. Thank you for removing any thoughts and feelings and beliefs and any experiential genetic inheritance that this person has inherited from their entire lineage, saying that life is a pain in the neck and that it's struggle and that it's hard and that it's difficult. Anything that relates to that in any way, to life being a pain in the neck. Thank you for removing that now and replacing that with a new consciousness that welcomes life, that says yes to life, that is a vibrant, active participant in life now. Thank you for already replacing that consciousness with this new joyful, loving, benevolent, this happy consciousness where freedom of expression and freedom to be who you are is experienced on an experiential level every single day. So thank you for replacing that consciousness with this new consciousness now. Thank you for replacing it with this new consciousness now and forevermore through the rest of this person's life. Now and forevermore through the rest of this person's life. Thank you, it is already done. Thank you, it is already done. Thank you, it is already done now. It is already done now. It is already done now. Thank you, it is already done now. Okay, take a deep breath. And
you didn't say take a deep breath like you normally do, but I was doing it automatically.
I did. maybe I just unmuted you guys too quickly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's because as I was doing it, I realized, wait, she didn't tell me to do it.
Yeah, but that's okay. But your voice has changed.
So it's ingrained now. That's awesome.
Yeah. Your voice has definitely changed during this call.
Oh, I'm feeling like so much has opened up. It's almost like the word that's popping now is like a new beginning, like a fresh start.
Yay!
And I'm just going to run with it. And I am holding because I love the way you said consciously, or commanding consciously or consciously commanding, whichever wording you use. I am holding the space, and I hope everyone will for me. I'm holding the space that this is just going to continue to, as I say, tomorrow when I wake up, that I don't need to put the glasses on because, and I just realized, how you were talking about earlier about the story you were telling us about the person that received the healing 3 days later. It's so funny because before I went to sleep last night, I was reading about, like checking what I was going to be doing today, and of course with your conscious alignment, and I'd already sent you an email. And so before I went to sleep, I held the intention that I was going to be able to see perfectly clearly. And I used, and that last night was in 2016, I'm not going to be wearing glasses ever again. So it's so interesting. This just came to me now while I was, asking if people could hold the space for me, that I actually feel like tomorrow morning, when I get up, that I'm not going to even have to reach for the glasses. And I wear Coke bottom glasses, so this will be such a testimonial for you if this actually is like the way that I'm intending it's going. So thank you so very much.
You are very, very welcome. You are very, very welcome. Linda, did you want to say anything? I know there's some other people that are just not they're just kind of on mute or whatever.
That was actually pretty good, Kerri. I actually zoned out quite a bit during that one, and my neck is actually much at ease.
Oh, good. I love this work. It's so awesome. Anyway, thank you, ladies. Thank you, everybody who's listening to this, and for everybody who's listening to the recording afterwards. And I'll be sending out the number to the replay. I don't know if I'm going to be sending out the recording or just the number to the replay. And please do share. Certainly you can share the number to the replay with people if you want. I invite that. And if you are interested in more, you could do that one of two ways. Either buy the book, Embraced by the Divine, and you get 2 free weeks of conscious alignment calls with my free offer for that. Or you can go on my website and sign up for group consciousness calls. The book is awesome. It's amazing. We've got 17 different authors, and everybody's offering stuff, and it's just a really great thing. And Linda, who is on the call, is part of that as well. And it's just a beautiful thing. And I thank you, Wilma, and everybody else who has decided to join the call. And I'd love to hear the feedback.
Can I just ask a clarification? When you say you're going to send the number, that means we can only listen to it on the telephone? I'm not technically oriented, so
it would be the same as
replay. Okay, because if it's a replay, I can put it on my, you know what I mean, if it's a replay, I can listen to it before I go to sleep at night, and then I just fall asleep. But if it's on the phone, then I have to...
I might just do the recording. It might just be easier for everybody if I do the recording. Then nobody has to worry about international calling and stuff like that. So
that would be awesome if you... I'm not so worried about the calling, actually phone. I'm just worried about the having to listen to it on the phone and then falling asleep, and it leaves my phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It takes up 10 minutes. Got it. Okay.
And I'm sure everybody else knows how to do all that other stuff, just not me. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I will send it out in a link in a whatever.
Awesome.
So okay. All right.
And can I just say one last thing? I'm saying, and I'm sure I'm saying this on behalf of everybody that's live and everybody that's listening. This was absolutely phenomenal, and I read once somewhere that what you give away, you get back 10 times to yourself, so that there's never. And I was thinking of that when you were talking about the benefits for yourself. So I send you. if you're getting 10 times the benefit back from everybody that you've gifted this to, hey, go you. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. And you'll be getting the recording, and have a beautiful day, and happy holidays and all of that stuff. And I'll be doing another one next week. So for everybody who's part of the Embraced by the Divine crew and all that. So thank you so much.
This is your host, Kerri Kannan. If you enjoy this call and would like to either receive private consciousness alignments or would like to participate in weekly group consciousness alignments, please visit healingcenter.com. And thank you for sharing.